The CEO's daughter went undercover as a cleaner. What she discovered will shock you. What if your entire life had been a lie? What if the people you trusted most, the leaders of a billion-dollar empire, were secretly corrupt, abusing their power and treating employees like they were worthless? What if you had the power to expose them, but only if you were willing to step into the shadows and live as they did? Jasmine Williams was born into privilege. She was educated at the best schools, trained by the best business minds, and groomed to take over her father's company, Williams Innovations. But there was one thing she didn't know: how her company truly worked behind closed doors. So, she went undercover. Dressed as a janitor, she traded her luxurious office for dirty hallways, scrubbing floors and emptying trash cans in the dead of night. She was no longer the CEO's daughter. She was nobody. And what she discovered in those 2 weeks would change everything. Stay until the end, because when Jasmine finally reveals her identity, the shocking confrontation will leave you speechless. Jasmine's father, Robert Williams, had built his empire from nothing. He believed in fairness, innovation, and integrity. But in recent years, something had changed. There were whispers, rumors of mistreated employees, of executives who ruled with fear instead of leadership. Robert wasn't blind to the problem, but he needed proof, and he needed someone he could trust. Jasmine, you've studied business. You understand numbers, but you don't understand people, not the ones who make this company run. I need you to see what I see. Feel what they feel. Then, you'll know what it really means to be a leader. Jasmine accepted the challenge. With the help of her father's most trusted advisor, she forged a new identity. Gone were the tailored suits and expensive watches. Her polished nails were chipped, her hair hidden under a cap. The CEO's daughter had vanished. Now, she was Janet, the night cleaner. The moment she stepped into the building, she felt the shift. The respect, the deference she had always known, was gone. Nobody smiled at her. Nobody greeted her. She was invisible. Then she met Gerald Hayes. Gerald was the operations manager, and he ran the company's maintenance team with an iron fist. He didn't see people, only workers to control. When he saw Jasmine, he didn't know she was the future CEO. To him, she was just another disposable cleaner. "Look at this mess," he snapped. "Did you even clean this floor?" Jasmine had spent hours mopping, her hands aching, her knees sore from scrubbing. She opened her mouth to protest, but before she could speak, Gerald did something that made her blood run cold. He lifted a cup of water and poured it over her head. "Now you have something real to clean up." Laughter rippled through the room. No one stepped in. No one defended her. Jasmine stood there, dripping wet, humiliated, and seething with anger. For the first time, she understood. This wasn't just about cleaning floors. This was about power. And Gerald wasn't the only one abusing it. Derek Phillips, the marketing director, had his own game. He forced her to clean his already spotless office 3 times in a row, each time finding some new mistake. Veronica Wells, the senior VP of sales, was even crueler. When Jasmine accidentally interrupted her meeting, she didn't just scold her, she slapped her across the face. But the worst betrayal? HR. When Jasmine tried to report what was happening, she was met with cold indifference. "You're just a cleaner. You should know your place." That's when she knew. This wasn't just a few bad executives. The company's entire culture was rotten. So, she fought back. Every insult, every moment of abuse, she recorded it all. She took photos of forged financial documents, recorded conversations of executives boasting about cutting corners and mistreating employees. And when she had enough evidence, she prepared for the ultimate showdown. The boardroom was packed. Every top executive, every major player in the company was there. Jasmine, still dressed in her janitor's uniform, stepped inside. Gerald was the first to react. "What is she doing here?" he barked. "Get out! This is a private meeting." Jasmine didn't move. She didn't flinch. Instead, she reached up, took off her cap, and let her hair fall freely around her shoulders. Gasps filled the room. Recognition dawned. Then she spoke. "Actually, Gerald, I think you're the one who doesn't belong here." The silence was deafening. Then, one by one, the screens lit up with the footage she had gathered. Gerald pouring water on her. Derek abusing his power. Veronica's slap. The evidence was irrefutable. Executives turned pale. Some tried to deny it. Others begged for mercy. But Jasmine was done listening. One by one, the corrupt leaders were fired. Security escorted them out, their careers shattered. But Jasmine wasn't done yet. Digging deeper, she uncovered something far worse: massive fraud. Millions of dollars had been siphoned into offshore accounts. Gerald and Derek had been stealing from the company for years. Veronica had been leaking trade secrets to competitors. This wasn't just about cruelty. It was criminal. Jasmine took the evidence to law enforcement. Arrests were made, justice was served. But her work wasn't finished. She stepped into the role she had been born for, not as a privileged executive, but as a leader who understood the weight of responsibility. She changed company policies, ensuring every employee had a voice. She doubled down on ethical practices, building a culture of respect and integrity. The company thrived, stronger than ever before. But Jasmine had changed, too. She had seen the worst of humanity, but also the best. The resilience of those who had been mistreated. The courage of those who dared to speak up. She knew her father had given her this challenge for a reason. Not just to expose corruption, but to make her a leader who truly understood what it meant to stand for justice. Power isn't given. It's revealed in how you treat others. What would you have done in Jasmine's place? Let us know in the comments. And if you believe in justice, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More stories like this are coming soon.